Hi everyone, I'm here with another video today and I hope you guys are keeping well. If you're suffering from lower back pain, more specifically disc bulge in L4, L5, L5, S1, you're in the right place. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how can you recover from those injuries, and more specifically, how can you progress your routine and go back to your daily activity without any problem and fear. I've had an initial video that we talk about L4, L5, L5, S1 disc bulges, how you can recover, and I hope that you've watched this video. If you haven't, go back to that video and start your routine from that one. And you've done this routine for a while and you improve your symptoms and now you want to know how to progress it. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you 4 important tips. How can you improve your symptoms? And I've answered these 4 questions for you specifically when you asked me in the previous video. Beside that, I'm going to show you 6 progressive routines that you can add on to your daily activity. These 6 exercises designed specifically for you, and I'm going to explain it to you why. We're going to add on more mobility, strengthening, and movement into your daily activity, and we want to show you how to overcome your fear. Stay with me and we're going to go through that one by one. If you've never been in this channel, my name is Bob, I'm a physical therapist, and the purpose of this channel is to help people like yourself to start their recovery with simple tips and exercises at home without any facility and start to recover. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video with your friends and family who may need this video. Let's get started. By following this routine, guys, you can improve your pain, mobility, and your back strength. I've added some mobility, core strengthening, and movement that you might be sensitive. And by following this routine, you can improve that and improve your daily function and your pain. More specifically, if you have started that initial routine, you can jump into this routine whenever you felt comfortable to progress your movement. It can be within 2 to 4 weeks, because if you're in an acute phase, that would be pretty much taking you between 2 to 4 weeks to progress to this routine. But if you're in the chronic phase, you can literally straight away start this routine. But I'm going to show you 4 important tips at the end of this video that you have to follow while you're doing this video. Let's get started with the first movement. The first exercise that I'm going to show you is a core strengthening routine that we call it plank. But we're not going to do the plank, we're going to do a side plank, which is literally activating your oblique muscles at the same time as your inner core muscle. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to actually simplify and progress this routine. The first thing that we're going to know, we want to look at, okay, where can we put our elbow and position our elbow? Our elbow is always going to be underneath of your shoulder, which means if you're putting it far away, it might not be really comfortable to do the plank. And we're going to start with the easiest version of the plank, which is on your knees, side plank, which you literally create a kind of like a bridge and come back up, and you're trying to hold it in this position for 15 to 20 seconds each side. You can feel a shake, that's pretty normal, but the purpose is to improve that strength. As you can see, I'm relaxing my neck, I'm not trying to look up, I'm trying to look forward and hold it there 10 to 15 seconds. I straight away can feel my oblique muscles, my core muscles start to actually activate, and I can feel the shake. You can relax there, and we're going to practice this for 3 sets of 15 to 20 seconds. And if you find 15 to 20 seconds is easy, you can progress them to 30 seconds, no problem. I'm going to show you one round. You're going to come up. Make sure you're breathing through the exercise. You're not holding your breath, and you're not trying to tense your body too much. That breathing can help you to actually relax your back muscle as well. Now, are you going to do this only for one side? Not really, you can do it for both sides. I'm going to show you from the other side. How can you progress that? If you start from this routine and you find out, okay, I can do it for 30 seconds with no problem, what you could do, you could actually change one leg and straighten the other leg. And that can be a bit of kind of like progression for you, and you can relax this arm here. And hold it for the same amount, 15 to 20 seconds, and relax. And the third progression would be getting your both foot down and coming back up. As you can see, I'm watching to not roll forward trying to keep my back kind of like straight with my hip. My neck is relaxed, and I can feel it a lot pretty much in this. It's a great exercise, it's a great channel, it's very low impact on your back, and you can really challenge yourself and improve your core strength. Let's move on to the second move, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do to a little bit mobilize our body while you're challenging your movement. The second movement that I'm going to show you guys is gonna be a rotation that in some cases when you're experiencing a lower back pain or disc bulge specifically, rotation can be very sensitive, which means your body starts to panic and create like back spasm. We want to basically practice that movement in a very gentle way and slowly build up that movement and confidence for you. I'm going to show you two different versions that you can try, see which way is more comfortable for you, and you can give it a try. The first version, pretty much lying down on your side. Your knees are pretty much parallel with your hip, which means it's a 90 degrees, and you're trying to keep your arms straight, and you can use a towel, a kind of pillow, a sofa pillow, whatever you have, it does the job, and we want to create that rotation that way. Now, as you can see, I'm not gonna go for full range. I'm gonna kind of challenge it up to here, breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now, as you can see, my neck follow my arm. I'm not trying to look forward, I'm following it. I'm trying to stretch all of these areas and create a bit of rotation and movement. Breathing is essential, and when I'm coming forward, I'm trying to stretch it back again. Now, if I felt more comfortable with this movement, and you find, okay, I can do more, you can actually get more space and try the same thing for full range, which means I'm gonna go all the way back. You see, my neck is following my arms. While I'm doing, my hip doesn't come off the ground. I'm trying to keep that down. Breathe in, and breathe out. It's a very gentle movement. Breathe in, and breathe out. I'm gonna show you the second version of this routine that you can do it in a kneeling position. You're basically gonna kneel down, opposite knee and arms gonna be straight. We're trying to create the similar movement, and with this position your hip actually would be stable because it can move in forward. You can get the full range back and forward. Now make sure to breathe in and out while you're doing this. Don't hold your breath, and you can try the same thing with the other side and go for opposite, basically knees and arms. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't hold your breath, and you want to try to see your neck following your arms. Try to practice this exercise whichever way that feels more comfortable for you guys, and you can try it for 3 sets of 5 to 8 each side and slowly build up the movement. It's not about how fast you do it, it's about how comfortable you can do this and relax and breathe in and out. The next exercise that I'm going to show you guys is going to be extension movement. We try to progress that extension that I showed you on the first video, and we're going to see how can we improve that movement and progress it to the next level. As you can remember, or if you watch that video, we start with a basic, literally activation movement, which means with the arms, you're gonna face down, you're gonna bring this up, hold it for 5 to 8 seconds. Now, what I want to do is to literally challenge that and hold it a little bit longer. We're gonna keep it for 10 seconds, you're breathing in and out, but activating your upper back, and at the same time, your lower back muscle. Holding him there, 5, 6, 7. It's not easy to count and breathe at the same time. And 10. The next progression would be coming up a little bit. Up to there, breathe in. And breathe out. You want to create movement now. You don't want to just hold it there. Breathe in. And breathe out. Remember, progress step by step. If you find you don't feel comfortable in this movement initially, don't rush it and push it to this. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we want to add on glute activation as well. Get that glute activated, tighten it up, come up. It takes off the pressure from your lower back. You can actually come up a little bit more. Can you see I'm not holding it, guys? I'm trying to create movement. Even my hamstring getting involved in this when I'm bringing my foot off the ground. Can you see? Obviously I'm going a little bit more up. But what I'm trying to show you here, guys, that your activation exercise, like this exercise, don't need to be hold. You can create movement with it. And that movement is so essential for your back, because as soon as you create those small movements with activation of your muscle, your brain and your nervous system calm down and feel safe. If you don't feel comfortable with this exercise, build it up slowly, guys. I can guarantee you, if you practice this for 2 to 3 weeks, you will feel comfortable with it, because there's nothing wrong with doing this, and you might experience a little of pain just because you haven't done it. Let's move on to the next exercise, and we're gonna go for some sort of mobility routine. The next movement that I'm going to show you guys is gonna be in a stretch, and kind of like this stretch help you to improve your movement in the lower back as well. While you're doing this stretch, you need to focus on your breathing and make sure you're not holding your breath. Now, to do this stretch, I'm going to show you 2 different versions to try it. One can be done seated, in a seated position, and what you can do, we're trying to cross the leg in that position, and we're trying to kind of like side bend, you know, which means you're going to go to either side. You're going to start with the left, but if you want to go to the, we're going to go to the right. If you're going to change it to the left, you have to change legs position. As you can see, while I'm doing this stretch, it kind of gives me a bit of stretch on my ribs. At the same time, there's a small muscle underneath of your rib at the back that we call it QL, and we want to try to stretch that muscle. We'll try to open up that muscle, but you don't want to go for a very kind of like a tight stretch. You want to play around with it and make sure you're breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You can feel a lot on the ribs as well. Breathe in and breathe out. You want to spend a bit of time there, 15, 20, 30 seconds, and try the same thing from the other side. I'm trying to change legs. Opposite knees up. See my hands come kind of over my neck, and I'm trying to side bend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In this exercise, guys, you have to be very patient. You need to spend time, because you don't actually getting that much movement in this exercise. You getting 15 to 20 degrees of side bend, as you can see, from neutral to up to here. I'm coming. It's around 15 to 20 degrees. But all of these muscles here get stretched as well, and even your shoulder and your lats. That's why you need to be patient. Try it a couple of times, at least 3 sets each side, and keep it moving, which means you don't want to hold it very tight and not breathing. For the second version, guys, I'm going to show you from the side bend. What we're trying to do, we're trying to bring the opposite legs to the cross, and I'm trying to use this cabinet for support, and you can actually bend to the opposite side. I'm stretching to the left side, but in this version, I have more control on it. Why? Because I'm using a support and I can lean on it more. I'm breathing in and out. In and out. And I would suggest start from here, slowly lean more, and avoid rotation. You're trying to look forward, your basically arms come over your neck. It doesn't rotate that way. I'm going to show you from the other side. Trying to bring the opposite legs across, and I'm trying to bring this up there. Breathe in, breathe out, in, breathe out. I can go a little bit lower if I felt comfortable and get a bit of more stretch. I wouldn't suggest to straight away jump in that. Slowly build up on that. As I mentioned on the first version, try to focus on the movement and breathing more than getting more stretch, because that stretch a couple of muscle groups that you might actually feel tight anyway, you know, and that will help you slowly to build up movement. The last exercise I'm going to show you guys is going to be forward lunges with a bit of combination of stretch. This exercise can be a bit advanced for you guys, but you need to be patient and slowly build up through this movement. I'm going to show you from the simplest way to try it and to advanced level. Now, initially we want to get in a kneeling position and we want to bring one arms up, which means you're trying to breathe in and breathe out. You stretch, you lean forward and you shift your body to the side. Breathe in and breathe out. I don't hold the stretch. I try to create some movement. I can feel a very good amount of stretch around my underneath of my ribs, my QL, my intercostal muscle around the ribs. And with breathing, I can feel that stretch even more. I try the same thing from the other side. You bring it to the opposite side. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, the first progression is, guys, you can try to increase the amount of range of stretch that you do, which means you side bend a little bit more, which you can simply do it without movement even. You can try to breathe in, and I'm trying to side bend more. I can feel more stretch, but I don't try to get it to the point that it actually creates spasm. Hold it there for 10, 15 seconds, and then change side. Same thing. I side bend more than leaning forward. And breathe out. Now, if you guys got comfortable with this version, then what can you do? You can come up and go for a lunge position with the arms up and back. This is one of my favorite exercises for back pain because it creates movement, and at the same time your body starts to feel more comfortable and confidence with the movement. Bring the opposite foot, hands up, change legs. Take your time, guys. If you find this is challenging, what you could do, you could go for a lunge position and come up. Slow down and come up. Do 2 of those, then change legs. Hands up. Breathe in. Bring your arms down. Try that. I believe this exercise can help you hugely to improve your symptoms and your pain. If you're suffering from lower back pain, more specifically L4, L5, disc bulges, try this exercise. Make sure to leave me a comment underneath of the video if you have any question. I'm going to share with you 4 important tips now, how to progress this routine and how you use these tips while you're doing these exercises. The first tip that I would like to share with you guys is that while I'm doing this video, I've tried to design for you a video that actually challenge you in a different type of movements, which means on flexion, extension, rotation, and lunge movement. These movements, usually people feel uncomfortable while they're experiencing lower back pain or specifically disc bulges. And with simplifying your task and following these exercises, you can literally build up through these movements and fasten your recovery. And the second question that a lot of people that ask me, what type of movements I should avoid, which is linked to the first tips that I showed you, I would definitely tell my patient to try to take out of this idea that you shouldn't do certain exercises or movement. You should be able to do any type of movement that you wish, but initially in acute phase, usually certain type of movements can be sore or uncomfortable. In that phase, we try to don't force and push those exercises, but at the end of the day, you want to slowly build up certain type of movements that actually doesn't feel comfortable and slowly build up that. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do them right now, in a couple of years' time, your back would be definitely worse than what you are at the moment. And I can guarantee you your mobility and movement is not going to get better. And more specifically, your pain not going to go down. One of the common questions that many of you guys ask, what is the best position of sitting or basically being while you're doing your daily activity or your task? I'm going to show you that you can actually be in any type of position that you wish, as you can see me here in the video, without having any problem with your back. But what I would suggest my patient to do is to find the best, most comfortable position that you feel it doesn't actually bother you and be in that position. But with sitting upright or holding your back, that's not necessarily going to help you in the long run to recover from your back pain. The last tips that I would like to share with you guys, many of you guys ask me, when should I go back to my sports and daily activity that I used to do? I would suggest my patient to look at how far you've moved through your rehab routine, which means definitely while you're in your acute phase, you may take it easy with your daily activity and try to modify them, which means you're trying to not challenge yourself too much that create those consistent spasms. But if you're in a chronic phase, which means after 6, let's say 8 to 12 weeks, you can definitely go back to your daily activity and play sports, your hobbies, and etc. But planning that, you need a bit of help from your physical therapist. I would be more than happy to send me an email or definitely send me a text underneath of this video, and I will answer all of those one by one, and I will be able to give you a kind of guideline to follow. We're still running that competition for our online free consultation. It's going on, and we had our first consultation today. Make sure to go for that. You might be the winner. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something from this video. The purpose of this channel is to help you to recover, specifically if you're suffering from back pain, lower back pain, disc bulges. This channel is definitely the right place for you. Write down for me any question that you have in mind. I'll be happy to get back to you. Don't forget that we are running a free online consultation every weekends for one lucky winner. Follow the procedure underneath of this video and I will be happy to have you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Until next week, all the best.